Hi everyone, we have with us Grandmaster and FIDE Senior Trainer Yannick Gozzoli here with us. Yannick, thank you for inviting us to your wonderful tournament.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It was obvious with all the players here and the international view of the tournament. It's normal that one of the most international broadcasts should be here. So you.
Yannick, can you tell us how did this tournament happen? I mean, you are the organizer of this event. You have been involved. I see from before the round, even after the round. You involve deeply. You help players also. So, can you tell us how did this event come about?
Well, first of all, I'm organizing events since a long time. I always had pleasure to organize events because it's like a human, adventure. To do it by yourself, it's not so fun, but with all the people around, to make the chemistry, it's quite important. So this I like. And 3 years ago, when the Aix-en-Provence Chess Club asked me to come to become the director of the club, it was obvious that something like this should happen because we have a lot of we have David and also Jean-Louis. They are involved in the club. They are trying to help as possible money-wise, and I convinced them to make something great. So 3 years ago 4 years ago they created the first, it was a closed tournament, GM closed tournament. And then the first year I arrived, we made a very big GM tournament. It was category 15, I think, something like this. It was one of your countrymates who won. It was my friend Murali Kartikeyan. And we have some open close to it, but it was not in this playing hall. And finally, we decided with the Pasino to organize something bigger. So of course it involved more money. Last year was the first time here, and it was quite complicated. But I'm not afraid of this kind of event because in the end it all comes up to be fine. So some problem last year, some problem as well this year. But without any problem it wouldn't be fun. Yeah. So I'm glad to be part of it, and I also like to bring something new to the French, culture, because we are not used in France to have such kind of event. And it's good for our kids, it's good for our arbiters, it's good for everyone, and it's good for chess in general.
Over 400 players and from 40 plus countries are taking part here, and it is such a strong event. So how did you manage to do that?
It's not so complicated. Actually, it could be more because we had some kind of, Mongol delegation who was supposed to come. But finally, they didn't get the financial support of the government, but they have to cancel at the last moment. And also, I have to say that it should have been stronger, that many 26 players, 26 plus players has finally canceled their participation in the last moment, which was like a big problem for us as we already paid the rooms and everything. So, the most difficult part is to set up the playing hall. Once this is done, you have the prices, you have the conditions and everything. The more complicated stuff then is to answer emails, because you have hundreds of emails every day, every hour, and if you skip one day, suddenly you are totally lost. I had this problem because I was playing the French League at the end of May, and during the tournament I couldn't barely answer all my emails because I was playing with my team. And finally, David could do it because you have to send invitations also, for visa, what it is, huh? So to get the visa and all the stuff. So it was quite a big work, yes, but still, it's not impossible. And the most difficult part is to get the money, actually, to make all this stuff, because this playing hall is quite nice, I guess. I think you confirmed it. And the boards, it's like a big organization, but I was not alone, of course. Anthony Richard also was here, he's the arbiter there. He was one very, very big man in the organization. So, once the motivation and you trust what you are doing, then it becomes easy, yeah? All the difficulties can just be overpassed. Yeah?
Well, let's go back at the very beginning. We would like to know your chess journey as a player. How did you get into chess and when did you start?
Well, I learned chess when I was 10. And I immediately liked it. I don't know how, why. And I remember once I don't know how it's in English, but first grade, maybe something like this. I was very young. And I bought some kind of chess magazine, you know, and I started to read it maybe 2-3 months after learning the rules. And I went at school with it, and I was in class, don't do it. But I was in the class and I was watching my chess magazine, you know. So my teacher came to me, and of course he took my chess magazine. I was punished, and he said at the end of the lesson, you will stay here. So everyone was away, and I stayed here. And he said, you like chess? And I said, yes. He said, okay, I'm the president of the chess club of your town. And I was, yeah, like a big surprise. So I went immediately to the club, you know, and it was funny because when I was home, I invented, can I show you on the board?
Yeah, definitely.
I invented, you know, this magical trick, yeah? And I was winning like all my games. So I thought, okay, I will go to the chess club and I will win all my games. And it started like this, actually. When I arrived to the chess club, they put me in front of some young boys. I remember his name, you know, his name was Gauthier Cohen. And I won all my games like this. And suddenly they said, okay, fine, now you will play the other guy. And I went to the other guy. Okay, the guy was rated something like 1800. And I get crushed in all my games. But it makes me hungry, yeah. I wanted to improve very quickly. That's what happened, actually. I improved quite quickly. I became, very quickly, like, let's say, a good player. I was 2250, something like 3 years later. And I always liked the game. I was always working on it, reading a lot of books, trying to discover things and everything. And suddenly, nothing happened for a long time. And at the age of 19, I suddenly, I was 2305. I mean, so in 7 years, I won something like 60 Elo points, yeah? But suddenly, just I make all my norms. I became French champion under 20. I make all my norms, and I became international master. And but it was never like a dream, you know. I never dreamt of being Grandmaster or international master. Just I was enjoying chess. Then at the age of 22, I had a choice to, let's say, the adventure of my life for now, like to be involved in the chess club and like the creation of it was the full beginning. And I decided to go for it. So I stopped my studies. I was studying languages back then and literature. And so I decided to rule a club. So it was very fantastic, let's say, adventure who lasted for 13 years. And during this process, I was also second of Etienne Bacro. I was second of many players. I worked for many other players. And definitely it helps me to become stronger. But without any expectations. It was still like, okay, that's the way it goes, yeah? So in 2000, very late, I became GM in 2012. So I was 29. So it's quite late, yeah, for nowadays. It's like old guy. And then, life made that I had to leave the club in December 2017. And I decided to give a try for chess, yeah? Like, okay, let's see how it goes. I was 35, and I was 26, almost a bit less, and I get my peak. I was 26, 40 or 50, something like this. But like it never leaves. It's still the same way. I'm still enjoying to watch chess. I'm still enjoying to discover new things. I'm still enjoying to see the mutation of chess nowadays. I mean, that's why we organize this. I mean, I can speak with a lot of Indians, for instance, because it's like, okay, of course, the main country, but we have also a delegation from Uzbekistan, which is becoming a very strong place here for chess. And I like to discuss with people like how it goes there, why. And okay, of course, it's like not the same culture, not the same way of life and everything, but to inspire, you know. And so when I come back to my pupil, I can try new things, you know. So this is what I like actually, and it's all about meeting new people, sharing experiences. Like when I was young, I was fascinated by the Babel Tower, you know, myth. So like, okay, just to create the languages, to create barrier, and I wanted to destroy those barriers, to be able to communicate with everyone and to learn.
Well, Yannick, we would like to know about your trainer side, as you said that you have a few pupil and you train at the club. If you could mention about them.
Yes, my main. Okay, I am also captain of the French women team, and well, I became FIDE Senior Trainer something like 2 years ago, and it was very nice. It's still a very nice experience because I can exchange with a lot of people which are so great. I mean, so like I can learn again. It's about learning, you know, the same. And yeah, I'm involved in the French national youth team also, but not so much anymore. But in my chess club also, we have very good pupils which are improving very much. And well, I think in France we have very strange culture, you know. How can I say it without being burned? Okay, I don't care. I will say it. I mean, we like to burn our idols, you know. We don't have idols in France. Like for you, you have Vichy, and Vichy is like the king, yeah, how it called. Vichy the king, of course, and it inspires people. In France, we don't have. We have very good players like Maxime, like Ali Reza, for instance, but they are not seeing like idols, you know, and only some words, some behavior, some small, let's say, involvement in the chess world could help a lot of people to get through. And then also we are not like, we don't like the change, you know. In France we are very conservative. We like it the way it is. Don't change anything. But if you consider it doesn't work, you should change something. So that's why I'm aiming to do by working with all the other, let's say, players, trainers, in order to learn myself and to try to transmit in the European way, because of course we cannot work like you are working. It's about the culture. I mean, it's very impressive. The parents also, I mean, nobody talk about the parents, but here in the other room, in the white box, how they call it, you have so many parents waiting, yeah? But it's like, no, it's not like normal. I mean, in France, everybody, they have to go to work to take care about this, and in the other countries, the parents are so much involved in helping their kids and making it possible. So this is something I can transmit, and also to the kids, because my kids are playing the tournament, not my kids, but my pupils, and they are suffering, you know. And then they come to me and say, why we are suffering? Why it works against French players, against European players, but not against foreigner? Yeah, because it's not the same way of calculation, it's not the same exigencies. Over the board, it's like there is no fail. We have to do it. And so, yeah, I enjoy my work of trainer. I am more like a mentor, like a trainer. I don't like the word of trainer because I think you don't need it. It's almost like you don't need anymore. You don't need to be trained. You need somebody to show you the path, and you know, and to bring you to the path. Like Ramesh, for instance, is like this. I mean, he's very inspiring. When he talks, he doesn't talk a lot about chess, but more about psychological stuff. Also the way of how to get through the process, you know. And you have to enjoy it, of course. So to enjoy, to learn, to lose, to enjoy to play, to enjoy to fight, to enjoy to calculate. And so it's all about something you enjoy, because at the end, you don't talk about work. You are not working in chess. I don't like this word, you know, of working. Because working is what you do when you wake up in the morning and you have to do something for your living. But chess is something like you should enjoy. You may enjoy if you have time to, let's say, to overpass all the limits, because it's so difficult, especially nowadays. So my work as a trainer is more like something like this. I want to show them the way. I want to, one way at least, mine, and to help them through this path, but they shouldn't like being chained to me. It's like I'm just one step, yeah, and maybe other people later will help. So this is my way of working.
Yannick, you mentioned that you played French League earlier this year. I think French Top 16 was the event where your team finished third, I guess. So if you could,
you know,
I think so. If you could say, how was that event for you with your teammates and everything?
Well, it was our first year in the French Top 16. It's the first time ever that X is getting to the French Top 16. Before it was always in second division, but with a good team, but not enough to get through, because the South group is quite strong. And 2 years ago, we decided, the club decided to get more money into it. So we built a very strong team. We are 8 players. The French, in the French league, the rules are we need something like, we have maximum of 3 foreigners. It's not like Bundesliga at all, and 5 French, and among them it's forced at least 1 girl, 1 French woman. So the 3 foreigners, we have 4 actually. We have 4 foreigners this year, but it was Jordan Van Forest, Ronak Sadwani, and it was Cheparinov and Daniel Youfa. And the French guy, so Etienne Bacrot, who is like French legend as well, who was ex-member of the top 10. Maël Boyer, who is playing here, a young player who came in Aix-en-Provence 5 years ago. He was 22 something. Now he's GM, he's 24, 25, 50 or something like this. Quite a good improvement. And Pavel Govsian, who is playing also. He's like the treasurer of the club also, the guy who take care of money. And myself was playing. Dorian also was playing. Dalo, who is here, he's 2-3. And the woman is Natasha Ben Mesbah. So we had a very strong team. Yes, it was clear that we were playing for the top places, but which is quite unusual, for the first year on the French league. But we finished third behind Chartres and Agnières, which are very, very strong team. And then 2 weeks later, we finished also finalist of the French Cup. We lost against Agnières with their just fantastic team with Ezipenko, Martirosyan, Moussar, so very, very, and Tregubov. And we want to be at the top, yes, but also we don't want only to take players and pay them, we want people to be involved. That's why we are very happy that players of the club are playing here, like Jordan, like Pavel Elianov also, who is part of the club. And it's also like people like Pavel, they are like trainers as well. So, they have both cap, so they can be very important also for the young players, and they can be important also for the team, chess-wise. So this is important for us to build a team like this, with old guys like me, like Pasha, like Etienne, and young stars, going like Jordan and Sadwani also, who was clearly a young star, and Maël. So we want to help these young kids to get to the top here. So we are very happy to finish third, even if we could hope for more, but objectively it was a normal place for us.
Speaking of French legend Etienne Bacrot, I think you defeated him a couple of years ago in 2023 French Championship final and became a champion.
No, he was not playing. It was a cup form. It was like the World Cup format.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So it's okay. Etienne wasn't playing this year. He is going to play.
This year, 2023, I think.
He was not playing in
sorry.
No, I beat Romain Edouard.
Romain Edouard, yes.
I beat Romain Edouard in the final. Mm-hmm. It was a very bad match. And it was, of course, it's an accomplishment because, I couldn't, as I told you when I was working on chess, not working, but trying to improve, I never dreamed of being French champion, But I'm not very happy on the, I'm more proud of my second place. I had a lot of second place in 2016, 2017, 2018. Even I was tied in 2018 and I lost the tiebreaks. But I'm more proud of this place, of these results than this year. Okay, you will say that it's like saying that it's not good when you win, but from I don't care what others think. From my side, of course, I'm happy to say that I was French champion, but I don't feel like it's. I won a cup. I didn't win a championship. It's not the same. So of course, I won the French Cup. Yes, but not against Etienne.
I'm very sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yannick, you're one of the few grandmasters who have taken the role to bring the chess forward to the next level in France. Yeah. And this is not something which is very common in most of the countries of the world. So what made you, take this responsibility? Because you yourself is a very strong player, but instead of focusing on your playing, you are building the next generation. and organizing fantastic events like this. So what made you take this up as a, as part of your wish to improve the chess in France?
I don't know actually. That's a very good question. I don't know, and I don't feel like. I mean, what I can see is that the French way of working and thinking is quite rusty, you know. So we have a very good players, we have very good trainers, I think, and but the way of working is like the whole way of working. I mean, let's take an example: lessons or training sessions. I mean, before, when I was young, I remember that you need to have 2 hours every week at this time, you know, and blah, 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 blah. Today, I don't think it's necessary, because with internet, with all the stuff, you don't need to have somebody to push you. I mean, if you want to get to the top, it's your wish. It cannot be someone else, yeah? So your involvement has to be already quite high. And then anyone who can help you and who wants to help you will give you anything, like Vichy. Vichy is not behind Gukesh and Parago, all these guys all the time. But just sometimes when he's here, he's giving like a small, you know, plus. But if he's not here, they work, yeah? They give their best, yeah? They don't need anyone like Eric Gaze as well. They don't need anyone to say, okay, you have to work this. They will do it, yeah? And in France, what we don't like is to fail, you know? So we make everything in order to avoid failure. Yeah? But it's part of the process, yes? You have to make a mistake to learn from it and to change and to advance, yeah? And this is something I consider, I accept this all my life. And I had the chance, one of the few chances I had when I was young is the lesson from my family was, okay, do what you want, fail, but then change and improve. For me, it's fine. So to fail for me is something like normal. Of course, there are some kind of areas when you cannot fail. If you fail, it's like dangerous, yeah? But in chess, I mean, the ocean is so big that you cannot, I mean, learn everything before going to it. So you need to be in front of the board to play. Let's see what happens. Okay, I learn. I can be disappointed, but I go on. And this is my mentality, my way of working. And since I'm very young, since I'm 17 or maybe even 16, I had no problem with this. It can be funny also because when I was young, I was making a lot of draws with stronger players because I was afraid, you know. So this I understood that for me it was something very bad. So I'm trying now today just to understand why I did this and how should I help my pupil to avoid this. In order just to, okay, think about the big picture. Ramesh said this, you have to think about the big picture, yeah? That's the only thing which matters. And the only thing you control is your next move. You can see, I mean, there is no point to consider, oh, my opponent will play better than me, okay, who cares? Yes, but if it happens, it happens. You cannot do anything. What you can do is to focus on what you are doing yourself and to try to give your best. The other things are just philosophy, yeah? But I like philosophy, but it's just, you don't know. So just focus on what you are doing, try to improve the quality of your moves, improve your quality of thinking, improve your quality of calculation, and then you will see what it brings. But so yeah, I think I don't have any ego in it. I mean, because I don't have any problem to fail. That's my motto since I'm young. I mean, let's try. If I fail, what can happen?
We got to know that we understand that your psychological and philosophical aspect towards chess is very strong. Your understanding is fantastic. But can you please tell us, and I mean, viewers would like to know that how did you develop such a strong and great understanding, both philosophically and psychologically, which you are inculcating in chess?
Thank you for your question. I remember that something very strange happened. I never told to anyone what happened. 3 years ago, there was a guy who has a company of speakers who came to me and said, Yannick, you would be a great speaker. I was shocked, you know. So I said, okay, why not? But I don't feel like comfortable, you know, about it. And he sent me a paper with questions, and the first question, what are you doing the best in your life? And the second question was, what is your greatest achievement? So I wrote, okay, I'm playing chess, I'm Grandmaster, blah, 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 blah. And what you can do, I can make openings, you know. I succeeded in this. And the guy took the paper, look at it, laugh. Then he just destroyed it and he said, okay, now can you answer more seriously? And I don't know, how to answer? And he said, no, you have to go deep in what you are to understand what is your motto in your life? How do you think? How do you feel? And he makes me understood that our strength as a chess player is to take decisions. Of course, like we take so much decisions, over the board. And I remember that I was not like certain of this. I was not totally, it was not clear. And then they sent me to some kind of company, to give some kind of speech. And he said, okay, you will have surprise, because I was feeling like, no, I don't have anything to teach them. I mean, the guys are ruling big company with millions of euros and they don't need me, And in the end, I understood that, yes, they need me more than everything. So I understood that chess is more psychological than everything nowadays, because all the chess aspects you can find. There are trainers everywhere, behind the curtains, maybe there are 3 trainers hiding here. I mean, so many people can say that there are trainers. In France, it's amazing how much trainer you have. So to train is quite easy, and especially if you want. But let's consider the fact that you are a young kid or you are adult, you are willing to progress, to be better every time, and you are ready to involve your time. So what you need is not only somebody who shows you, but somebody also who makes you think, who makes some small change in your way of thinking, in your way of considering things. Chess is very often being close to mathematics. For me, it's the contrary. Chess is philosophical. I mean, if I put a position on the board, you can have a way of thinking, you can feel it in a way that I will take it differently, and we will be right, both of us, It's typical of philosophy, And the way you feel, the way you understand stuff, the way you fear also, emotions are so much important on the chessboard. So for me, it's more this way. I like to train, to put a situation on the board and to say, what do you think not what do you think about the position, but how do you feel about this position? What makes you, makes you fear, or maybe you want to anticipate stuff, and also the situation in tournament, when you play a game, you think, in France, for instance, when the young players start a tournament, and they lose, they don't think about the remaining points. They think, they say, okay, now I can only score 8. Let's say I lose the first round. So they say, I cannot lose the second one, because if I lose the second game, I will make only 7, so I cannot win. That's how they think. Do you think like this in India?
I don't know. Everyone has different mindset.
They don't care. They just fight. Because one tournament is just a step. You will play how many games in your life? You will play how many games later? Why this tournament matters? It's just a step. I said this to my pupil here. He's fighting and he's struggling. And he told me, but now my tournament is just very bad, so I missed this tournament, I will lose many ratings. And I said, so what? What you will learn here will make you stronger in the next ones. So this is important. And in India, in Uzbekistan, in all these strong countries, in USA as well, that's the only thing which matters. But in the in the Western countries, it's more like, no, we don't want to lose again, So I like to not destroy, but to make this small, it's a small change of point of view, People say, in philosophy, we said that the life has the color of the glasses we wear. So if you have black glasses, you will see everything in black. You see, so just to change this, and to also change the way to consider, it's just a small adjustment, and then everything will roll. So it's just about this, and this I like because, when it comes about, I can show you many stuff. I can work on how to win 2 bishops against bishop knights. I can win pawn structures, theory. This I have made for years as second. But this is nothing if you are not, let's say, built to use these tools. So you have to be built psychologically, especially nowadays. When you see the strength of, let's consider Gukesh, who is the world champion today. But look, the meditation during the game, everything, it's very philosophical. It's very, let's say, mystical. It's about like concentration and feeling good. And so I think, yes, the psychological part is more and more important in the chess world. So, like this in France, yes, I feel like I'm a bit of a, let's say, pioneer. Yeah, I mean, it's not about why to put the knight on f3 anymore. It's how do you feel putting the knight on f3? You know, I don't know what you think about it, but for me, it's super important.
Yannick, changing gears, currently Women's World Cup is going on.
Yeah.
We found one finalist in the form of international master Divya Deshmukh. As you were mentioning a few moments ago that you might have a bad tournament here, but it will help you in the future, which happened with her, I think, because earlier this year she did not have the best event at Prague International Chess Festival, but that definitely helped her in the long run, as we are seeing. So, if you have to predict a winner at this Women's World Cup,
Wow.
who will be your prediction?
No, first of all, congratulations to Divya. I don't know her personally, but I have seen, of course, many of her games. Yeah, as a trainer of and as a coach of the French team. Okay, first of all, what is striking is the fact that we have 2 Chinese and 2 Indians. So this is nothing but something clear. Yeah, I mean the powerhouse in the chess world are clear nowadays. China has always been incredible, and okay, Humphrey is from my generation, so I know her since a long time. So this is very impressive, and also before, I mean, because before Tornavelli was also here, Arika, and it was the 4th one, no? It was Humphrey, Conner. Who was the 4th?
Tanzongi?
No.
Oh, quarterfinal you are saying?
Yes, the sister of Prague. Vaishali.
Oh, Vaishali, yes.
Vaishali.
Yes.
So it was 4 Indians in the quarterfinal. So it's quite huge. So, but it's okay. I was in Budapest, so I know what happened there. So it's nothing but normal. Vantika is here also. She was in the team also in Budapest. So it's very impressive, first of all. And but for me, my favorite since the beginning and since a long time actually, because I remember something like 7 or 8 years ago, I have commented a game of her in a French magazine. It's and she was very impressive in her game. And but now she's not yet in the final. She has to play the tiebreaks today, so it's late in G. I mean, she's playing like very impressively, and she was very impressive during the whole World Cup. But it can be somehow, let's say, a trap, yeah, because once it became very difficult. You know, you are not used to face difficulty. But she has such a, let's say, chilling way, yeah, you know, of playing, and just I think she is the strongest player today in the semi-final, in my opinion. But then it's a cup format, yeah. You don't know what can happen. It can be just played on one move, one single moment, and that's why it's quite impressive what Divya did yesterday, because she was absolutely lost in the middle game, and the nerves against Tang Zhonghe, who is not like an average player. She's just very strong as well. So I don't know. I really don't know actually who is going to win between Lei Tingji and Conero, because Humphrey is such a strong player, yeah, also, and she's very consistent in this tournament, not having a lot of bad positions. So and Divya, yesterday she was on the verge of collapsing. Yeah, we felt at the end of she was tired, and of course for the nerves it's quite it. But you don't know how she will deal with the final, because then, you know, the nerves are going very high and suddenly it goes very down, and you know, like, you don't feel any more pressure. And I don't know if it happens to you, but you know, you play but you feel you are empty, you know, without the fear. But the fear is quite important, you know. I remember this. You will find it funny, but there is a movie which is Batman, you know, Batman Dark Knight Rising.
Yes.
And he has to go up, you know, from something, I don't know, some prison, you know. And the whole guy say him, okay, you have to find the most important emotion which will make you go above what you are doing. It's fear.
Yeah.
When you have the fear, you can surpass yourself, you know. And so yeah, you have to keep this, you know, this small fear, yeah, like this small stuff in the stomach which makes you, yeah, wanted to go more. So I don't know how she will feel after this qualification, but yeah, okay, I'm making the answer too long now. But you get my point. I think I cannot predict. It's very complicated, but it's quite impressive already what she did. So, and indeed, as you said, she had a very tough tournament in Prague in March, but still, it's just one tournament.
Yannick, you mentioned that you write for the French chess magazine, so you mentor children, you organize major events, and you write in chess magazine. So how do you balance all these different roles and still maintain a high quality in everything that you do?
Well, the high quality is because it's my way to do. I mean, even in my life, my wife can tell you the same. I always want. I'm never happy with what I'm doing, which was quite true before. Nowadays, I'm trying. She helps me actually to learn this. You have the right to be proud of what you're doing. And in France, it's typical. When you are good in France, if somebody come to you and say, "Oh, you are good," and you said yes, they say you are pretentious or arrogant, yeah. But if you say no, I'm not, they say that okay, you are doing some kind of fake modesty. Yeah? So the only way, if somebody tell you are bad and you said yes, now everybody agrees. That's the only way everybody agrees, So my wife, I remember, she told me you have the right to say that you are not forced to say every time that what you are doing is bad. You have the right to say, yes, I'm good in what I'm doing. So now I accept more or less that I can be good somehow, sometimes, not very often. But for me, when I was young, it was my way of learning by, never being happy of what I'm doing. So it has good sides and bad sides. It's actually not good. That's something that you shouldn't do at home. You have the right to be objective about what you're doing. And then, okay, I don't consider that everything I do is good. But what is most important for me is that every time when I wake up in the morning, I am enjoying what I'm doing. So for instance, as a coach, there are days you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like today you will give, For any reasons. I mean, your kids can be sick, there are some problems okay, I have to give lessons today at this time, but if I'm not good, why to do it? Somebody will pay me. I will not give him or her what she's paying for. So if I don't feel like I can do it, I won't do it. So I try to listen to myself also and to feel what I want to do. So for chess, for instance, one funny story, I decided 2 years ago to stop and to stop my competitive chess, yeah? And I want to play only for enjoying. And during the French League, when I arrived the first day, the director of the French national team told me, Yannick, you have to give me an answer if you want to participate to the French Championship or not. Because last year I didn't take part. And I was in the playing hall, like this, and I was feeling like, oh yeah, I will play chess. So I said, yes, I want to play. I will play. So okay, he was very happy. He said, oh great, okay. Then I left. I went to take a beer with some friends, and it was something like 40 minutes later. And suddenly I felt like, well, why did I say yes? I don't want to play for 1 week, maybe, I don't know. So I called him and I said, no, finally I won't play. He said, it's too late, I sent the list. No. So it's really like I want to do things which I enjoy. So and I enjoy to see the passion and the willing, in the trust, in the eyes of a kid, it's like fantastic. Sometimes you just need to say something you see in the eyes, immediately in the eyes you say, you got it, and this is such a pleasure, and to see them fighting and enjoying, and see, this is for me very, very enjoyable. So yeah, I like to do things I enjoy, and for now, yeah, chess, I don't enjoy so much to play. Rapid and blitz, yes. Sometimes classical, but sometimes it's boring. And to write, I enjoy, yes, because it's my initial formation, yeah. So I like to write, to explain stuff, and I like the hidden stuff in chess, This is fantastic, yeah. When it's just hidden and you have to get more deep, to dig a bit just to get it. This is fantastic, to be able to get this and to make somebody to understand this. I like. And as I like to be in the other way, I like somebody to teach me this way and to discover something which was hidden. So I think, yeah, it's all about the passion. Yeah, if you enjoy to make something, just do it.
You mentioned a few times that your learning in your childhood, which influenced a lot of things. So, was it like any one person, your school teacher or your chess coach, or was it
Yes.
your own learning? If you could share with
You are
us.
very good. Huh? You get everything to the right point. Yes. When I started to get to the chess club, there was a guy, which name is Alarpoum. He was part of the French team in the '64 Olympiad in Nice. And he has a very strange story. I mean, he was born in Canada from Estonian parents. Then he has studied at Harvard, languages and literature. And then he moved to Europe to follow Fischer because he was fan of Fischer. So he went to Europe. Yes, in the '70s, he went to Europe to follow the steps of Fischer. He met him many times. He was Estonian. He was a big fan of Keres. And now my favorite players today is Keres. So I made language studies. I'm playing chess. I'm a grandmaster. So I think yes, his way of teaching, the way he showed me this. For instance, this, the eyes. I remember he told me many times he was showing me games, and I was very weak. But he was showing me in 1995 this match between Anand and Kasparov. He was showing me the games of Anand Kasparov and trying to make me analyze, but I didn't have any rating in '95. I was just like not a beginner, but close to. And when I was calculating, at some point he was looking at me and said, "Now you got it." I said, "No, I don't got it." Yeah, tell me your answer. And I was showing, and it was he could see in my eyes if I understood or not, and it was fascinating. Yeah, just fascinating. So. His way of teaching. So beside, he was like a very strange guy. Yeah? He was alcoholic and everything, smokers. So it's kind of strange. But he died some years ago, 10 years ago, a bit more. But still, the way he was teaching chess, the way he was, giving us the patience, because we were many players, it was very enjoyable. It was fantastic, the way to see chess as an art, as a construction, not like something you have to win, something you have to understand. And this was fantastic. It's not, of course, today, I think it cannot be played this way because of the calculation who was taking over a lot of other subjects. But I still think, yes, you can play chess with the hand, just by feeling it. So this, it was a very important part in my life, of course.
What's next for you?
Good question. I don't know. Still, I think there are a lot of things to do. I don't trust it can be done in France. As you can say, there is no problem for me to be. It's not my style, not to say hidden stuff. I'm just clear. Why? Because I think chess is living a big boom. With internet, with the eSport Cup, for instance, who is starting soon. This is just amazing. I think the profession of chess player is more or less over soon. I think there are many things to do around chess, and that's the promise I made to myself back then when I stopped my career, my studies. Not to live from the game, but to live from the world of chess. I think there are many stuff to do. What you are doing, for instance, is great. To travel all over the world, to meet new people, this is just fantastic. I think can be tiring sometimes, I guess, because it's not like you're living the next door. But still, it's fantastic. As I enjoyed a lot to come to India, for instance, and it's always you are just living another culture, But not like going to India to the great 5-star hotel, No, to go to India, to see the people and to see how they live and to speak with them, to live with them. This is fantastic for me. So I would like my child to have this experience as well. I would like also to travel with them, to make them enjoying the world as much as I enjoyed. There are not only bad stuff in the world. We know what happens today everywhere, but still there are also great things, I think. And the human being is so complex that we cannot understand everything. And chess-wise, I think like in France, it depends of my energy. But if I have enough energy, I will fight in France to make things change. But I know too much the French, yeah. In the history, it repeats constantly, you know. We don't know, okay, especially the situation today in the world can show that we don't learn from history, yeah? With the big H, yeah. When something happened, you are supposed to learn not to repeat, but it's done to be repeated, yeah. It's what to do. So I don't know. I feel like this tournament is great. I'm very happy to have been involved in it. But I want it to be more. Yeah, I mean, we have done the maximum already. So what's next? I don't know. But it's not only my answer. I mean, I don't know if I have motivation to make something else, if I have the wish to make things change. I don't know, actually. What I can tell you now will be maybe different tomorrow. So I need to take a rest after this tournament to see my family again, because they are away for now. And I'm eager to meet them again. I'm missing them, and then we will see. Who knows? Maybe working for ChessBase India.
Well, we would definitely love to have you, because you have an infinite knowledge and wisdom. It will definitely help us. Thank you very much, Yannick, for a
My
valuable
pleasure.
time. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you, and thanks for ChessBase India and you to have been to make this big travel to come here. It was a real pleasure to see you here, and I hope we will collaborate in the future with great pleasure.
Yeah, it is also a pleasure.
Congratulations for your work.
Yeah, thank you very much, Yannick. It is also a pleasure for us to come here and attend such a fantastic tournament which you have been organizing.
Thank you.